Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Use the gift you have received. 2 Timothy 1, verse 3 to verse 7 says, I thank God, whom I serve with a pure conscience, as my forefathers did, as without ceasing I remember you in my prayers night and day, greatly desiring to see you, being mindful of your tears, that I may be filled with joy when I call to remembrance the genuine faith that is in you, which dwelt first in your grandmother Loy and your mother Eunice, and I am persuaded is in you also. Therefore I remind you to stir up the gift of God which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Let us talk for a moment about gifts. You have given someone a gift. Thought of before you made the purchase. You went for maximum impact. The packaging of the gift is well done, and the timing of the presentation is intentional. You hope for the person to be excited, grateful, amazed, and that they will begin to use the gift right away. But some time has passed and you notice that the gift is still in the package and you wonder, why? Why is the person not using the gift? Paul wrote this beautiful letter to his protege, Timothy. The younger man has been loyal and committed to ministry and had become like a son to Paul. We know that Paul prayed for Timothy every day and made no bones about the fact that he is happy when he sees Timothy. Why? Because he says, I am reminded of your sincere faith. Paul admires Timothy's faith, an active and dynamic faith that was evidently in the life of two important women in Timothy's life, his grandmother Lois and his mother Eunice. Paul knew Timothy's family, and Paul saw faith in these two women. He did not elaborate, except he said that the faith was alive in these women. There is a clue about faith. It is alive, it is not dead. It is active, not passive. It is vibrant, not dormant. Paul is saying to the young man that that brand of alive faith also lives in you. So why is Paul talking about the faith in Timothy that he saw in his mother and his grandmother? Paul is saying it is possible that that faith that is in you has gone down, has diminished, is not as active as it could be. And I'm raising this point so early in the letter because I want you to do something about it. This faith is not something that was automatically passed on to you because you're the son of Eunice and the grandson of Lois. This faith that you have is a gift from God. Remember the questions you asked when we talked of someone not using the gift? Well, Paul is saying to Timothy in a loving and sensitive way, you have not been using the gift of faith like you ought to. And I want you to know the value and the features of this awesome gift that you received when I laid my hands on you and prayed for you. The gift, Timothy, is a spirit. It is a vital and important gift that God has given you. Don't be satisfied that, yes, you now have the gift of faith that mom and grandma had. Don't be satisfied that you received the gift of faith when I laid hands on you. Don't live in that place. Don't be afraid to use the gift, and do not be afraid of what will happen when you use the gift. Let me educate you, Timothy, about that precious gift of faith that you have received. This gift is not a gift of fear. It is not a gift of which you should be fearful. Faith does not rise to its potential when there is fear. In fact, the gift is not one to be fearful of. Fear is of the devil, and God would not and did not give you a gift of fear. You know fear, that which makes you be reluctant to talk about Jesus at the workplace because you fear what others may say. Fear is that which prevents you from believing God for big things because you fear that it might not happen. Fear is that which makes you second guess God when you pray because you fear that maybe God might not answer your prayer. That is not the gift God has given you. Rather, God has given you a three-part gift of faith. The three parts, love, power, and self-discipline or a sound mind, are all important for you, none more than the others. Love comes from God, and by giving you the love as a part of your faith is for you to know that perfect love drives away fear. When you love the people around you, you will not need to fear anything. Power. Power is an important feature of this gift. The power that you have is the power that is activated when you remember who gave you the power, the Holy Spirit. This power can defeat the devil and make you more than a conqueror, but you have to activate the power in you. This power is so powerful because it comes from the most powerful being in the world. It beats out fear. Don't let the power be dormant. This gift comes with self-discipline or a sound mind. This portion of the gift of faith makes you know that you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. If your mind can conceive it, then it can happen, because the gift of sound mind is part of the gift of faith, and faith is the confidence in God that things that you hope for will come true. So Timothy, please stir up the gift, use the gift, activate the spirit that God has given you. Use the gift that mom and grandma used. Use the gift of love, of power, and a sound mind, and go make a difference in the world.